Welcome to Kalamazoo Lively Arts, the show that takes you inside Kalamazoo's vibrant, creative community and explores the people who breathe life into the arts.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.
I'm John Koch, here at the Historic State Theater. Today we have a special episode about using art to elevate voices. Our host Shelley Irwin helps us learn about breaking down barriers with Speak It Forward, pushing boundaries with Creative Awakening Studio, and how Kalamazoo works to bring all voices to the table at the Black Arts and Cultural Center.
Speak It Forward is a nonprofit organization that both Kirk and I started in 2009. And we are dedicated to helping others find and share their voice through the power of spoken word, poetry, storytelling, rap, singing, any medium of storytelling.
We are often brought in to work with leadership development, the quote-unquote societal elite, as well as work with the throwaways, the troubled, the delinquent, however you want to describe that. But where our voice really tends to matter and where this work really hits is with the delinquent youth or the at-risk population or the ones that are put at the margins of our society. And these youth, they have done, you name it, some heinous things. And from all around the country, you're talking about youth that you cannot believe at the age of 12, at the age of 15, at the age of 11, wherever they're at, have been through more than what most people have been through in their entire lives. And these are the youth who have the experiences to share with us a learning opportunity for all of us. So I consider them young teachers, sometimes misdirected and misguided, but once they realize that in fact they are our teachers, they step up to the plate and they take that role on quite seriously.
We were so young when everything happened, experiencing pain at an age when we should have been exploring our imaginations. But today people judge us by the bent edges and the faded cover of our life.
Before they know the content of our story, before they understand how it all started. So for all those who don't know the reason and never bothered to ask us how or why,
we want to let you know how our pages were written. I didn't grow up with parents that sheltered me. My mother suffered a stroke when I was 4 years old, and even though she survived, she wasn't able to take care of me after that. Nobody around to show me the ropes of how to be a lady. All I had were the streets and unqualified role models. All I learned. All I knew was robbing, smoking, and all the wrong ways to make ends meet. But what I didn't know was all that time I spent in the streets, I should have spent in the books, writing my own novel.
I've learned how to keep taking steps.
No matter how hard it gets.
And now even though I can't forget what I've been through,
I need to leave my past in the past and move on.
I'm here to take a step towards the future.
And to grow beyond my past. We're tired of reading the looks on the faces of people who will never know the truth. Our truths.
It's time we start rewriting our own novels, our own stories.
And this is the first step towards writing a better chapter of our lives.
You know, Kirk talked about some of the ages of the students that we work with. For me, it's a reminder that we often look at a facility like where we've had a residency program at Lakeside Academy for 5 years. People will look at a facility like that and go, they deserve to be locked up there. And what our organization really tries to do is shine a light on, it is amazing that they have gotten as far as they have based on the experiences that they've already gone through, some of them by the time they're 3, 4, 5 years old, that they have survived this far already.
So to start, we want you to imagine that you know nothing about us at all.
So we're gonna pretend we didn't have the interview, and we are gonna go somewhere outside of the studio. So can you think of somewhere where you like to go, where you would run into people that you don't know? And you can just say that part out loud.
Bicycling.
Okay, so you're bicycling. And do you have a spot that you like to go sometime? Can you tell me what it is?
Kent County Trails.
Okay, so we're Kent County Trails. And you happen to see Kirk walking on the trail, dressed exactly the way that he is. Now, we need you to be brutally honest for this part, okay? We want you to write down your first judgments or assumptions about him based solely on physical appearance alone. As you pass Kirk on the trail, then you see me. It's solely based physically on appearance alone, that's clothing, what style, whatever, your first judgments and assumptions. So come up with 1 or 2 things of each. We would do this with an audience, a classroom, whatever, and they're anonymous. So we're putting you on the spot a little bit.
Yes, that's what we do.
We would then collect these on note cards, and we would then read them all out loud, which is oftentimes very funny and uncomfortable for us, because you can only imagine some of the things that people say when they have anonymity. Right?
Free range.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even through all of this, I'm never able to let you slip from my mind, because I'm reminded each morning I check my phone for that one missed call. And every night when I go to sleep, I worry that's why we haven't spoken to each other. It saddens me because I know that I might not get another day to make things right between us. That you might not wake up tomorrow, or you might not go to sleep tonight, and I know that one day I will wake up to that one missed call. But before I do, I hope you find your purpose in this world and decide to start living it again. I hope our skeletons will get to dance with each other while you find the strength to pull yourself back together again. But most importantly, I hope we never end up like those broken walkie-talkies. 2 pieces of the same set, designed to communicate with each other, but still finding ways to break each other down, and reasons why we can't hear anything but static when we try to connect. Too stubborn to realize that maybe they never needed fixing in the first place. Maybe all they needed was someone to take them from the back of the closet and give them a second chance. And maybe, just maybe, all they needed was a new set of batteries. Thank you.
When light bulbs go off for these students, it's when they either are refacing the worst moments of their life and decide to see it differently and communicate about it differently. And we see that because they start to talk about it, and they start to feel empowered because other people are applauding them for sharing their story.
A change could be as small as, after our program, the student goes and plays basketball and gets fouled very hard, and instead of standing up and picking a fight or screaming in that kid's face, decides, you know what? I'm not going to make that choice in my life. I'm going to make a slightly different choice. And those small changes that you can't often quantify are what end up causing the bigger changes in their life, because they start to see their world differently. So we're gonna ask you to share with you your thoughts about us. What would those thoughts be? First instinct, judgments, assumptions. And we know that we're prodding you to say those things that you may normally keep to yourself.
If I pass Kirk walking on a trail in a suit and tie, that man is stressed. He needed to leave the office right away. He's a stressed man.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
You are getting out to exercise. You don't care. You are just getting out to exercise. You've put your t-shirt on, and you're part of the exercise crowd.
You guys were really kind. Normally when we ask this, people would be like, Kirk looks like a complete jerk and he works at GNC, and then people be like, Gabriel looks like he helps mow the lawn. Yeah. And we allow people to say whatever they want, and we read them and we laugh at ourselves, which creates a room and environment of acceptance, of accepting the fact that we all have judgments of each other, and then we can start letting go of those.
And that's my take-home message, is to not judge.
Correct, and one of the ways that we're able to do that is then by telling our own personal stories. My survival of cancer, the struggles that Kirk went through throughout his whole high school, and then in that sharing of vulnerability, we'll pass out a second note card and say, okay, we're in the same place. Now someone passes by you. What do they miss about you or not know about you based on first appearance alone? So it's really about, the takeaway is connecting and remembering that we often judge by appearance, especially in today's society, but remembering that we all have things that happen in our lives that connect us on a much deeper level.
That's right.
Shelley, what is it like being in a room with that power duo?
Wow, it's genuine. You feel this passion, you feel this energy that these two guys bring that is genuine, and the way that they bring that to their community, the way that they teach motivation, they teach relationship. It's a power duo.
And it's a very unique relationship between these two guys. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yep, they met at a competition. You kind of have a Mutt and Jeff. You have Kurt and Gabriel, who have different personal stories. One from a gang history, one from a cancer history, that come together, and it's kind of like magic. They have a relationship that you want to learn from, you want to emanate, and I think that comes through when they present their work to the various youths and other in the area. So it's catching, it's, as I mentioned, genuine, and it's a power duo.
Thank you, Shelley. Next, we profile an organization that uses art to uplift adults with disabilities. Let's take a look at Creative Awakenings.
Hi, fans. Hi, TV.
Creative Awakenings is an art studio. It's a work studio for persons with disabilities or without disabilities. It's an open community. They come in and they choose what they want to work on. We have a wide variety of projects we can work, everything from glass to wood burning to potter's wheel, weaving on the loom. It's people who really enjoy art and want to do art. And we try to introduce 2 new things each month, but pretty much once they realize they enjoy something, they continue and they develop it from there. Like glass fusing, they might want to continue with glass fusing, or painting. We have some that really enjoy wood burning, and so they want to, that involves drawing as well, and they just continue from there. And they're all really open to trying the new things too, but they don't necessarily have to continue. It's not like a school where you get graded. It's all about having fun with art.
Yep. I joined Creative Awakenings back in 2006 and partnered with my mom, and it's a lot of fun in our class because it's a lot of socialization, and everybody hangs out and has a great time, and we laugh and we listen to music throughout the day.
I am cutting glass today because I love to do mosaics. Thank you. And here's my demonstration of cutting glass. I have sold the fish and the moon. I did a table. This is all my glass pieces that I've done.
I am ready for a, glass cutting journey?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And first of all, thank you for wearing the safety glasses, because that is the top priority, is to protect your eyes when you're doing this. What we're going to do today is we're going to make, our students are going to, next week, are going to make these boxes. And we're going to do fused glass on top.
Fused glass
Yep.
on
I'm
top.
going to show you how to cut glass. And we're going to, what they'll do is they'll have these individual squares, and you can do 3 layers of glass, and here's other pieces as well.
In different colors.
Exactly. This is their base. And they'll go ahead and they'll use the different tools to cut and make different designs on here, up to 3 layers. And then they might add frit as frit is just a combination of.
Did you prep that?
No, this is like a combination of what was left after people chopped up their glass. So.
And it's real glass.
Yes, it's 90 coefficient glass, which all of this is the same coefficient because it has to. You can't mix different. A coefficient is at what level it melts.
Well, I find that it's really important for people to have a good amount of art and music in their lives. It's really good outlet. It helps people work through their emotions, work through their issues. If they're having a really great day, you know, they can put that happiness into their art. If they're having a rough day, they can use the art and the music to help work through their issues. And
anxiety.
And anxiety, yeah.
So I keep it inside to help them out to communicate like this. It's a good challenge. I can have a challenge. It makes me proud of myself for trying it.
Especially those who are in group homes, they don't really have a lot of decisions and power in their own lives. You know, what's for dinner, unless the staff asks them, or, you know, it's all about, where he is here, they can make those decisions, and well, I want to paint today, and I'm going to paint it this way. And those are decisions that belong to them, that they have, and they can do it themselves.
Or I don't want to paint today.
Yeah.
And they have that freedom to make those choices.
First of all, you're going to use a scoring tool, and this does not cut you.
Okay,
See,
prove it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no, we're fine.
Now, do you want to try this, or do you want me to show you
I
first?
want you to show me first.
Okay. I've got a line on here, and that's because I'm doing specific sizes for these boxes. You know, I might want to do petals, you know, we're cutting on an angle or something. But here I'm going to press down, and I like to put my shoulder into it. Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, and then...
And how do we know it's worked?
Well, you can kind of see a little line in there, a little scratch. Yeah. And then with our running pliers, we're going to use the nut up, and there's a little line right there. Mm-hmm. So we're going to line that up. Here, you want to go ahead and squeeze it?
I'm going to squeeze it.
Yep.
Got my safety glasses on.
You do,
One,
thank you.
2, 3.
See how easy that is?
And there we are. It is magic, isn't it?
It is magic.
Wow.
And now we have our square that we're going to, this is the base we're going to use on our project. And then they'll put the decorations on it.
I think it's really important that the community is aware of how much of an impact something like art and music gives to different parts of the community. When the community comes in during Art Hop and they see our students and they buy the work from them, you know, it makes their faces light up, and they get so excited because, and little mini cheering parties go on for, yeah. You know, oh, somebody sold this today. Oh, I just made $10, yay. And, you know, when the community is aware of what it is that we do, and they come in and they just show their appreciation, they don't even have to buy anything at Art Hop. Just come in and talk to the students. It just
They love to talk about their work. Yeah.
It just makes like their entire day, their entire night, you know.
Well, it validates what they do. You know, it's important what they do. It's important to them. So when someone else comes in and appreciates it, that just makes them realize how important they are as an individual.
Shelley, how can you describe the atmosphere of Creative Awakenings?
Oh, I loved it. It was a team effort. You have a mom, daughter, and there's a therapy dog involved as well, that truly want their clients, their friends, their artists to succeed. So there's a lot of instruction, but there's a lot of independence that you see going on as well. It was really exciting.
Tell me more about the students.
Students, we all have our challenges. These students have their challenges as well, but they are able to express their artistic ability in an open atmosphere. There were no time limits. The supplies that they were able to use are endless, from the paint to the clay to other jewelry making opportunities. So these students had all this to their disposal, and yet I really enjoyed watching their independence, their creativity come out that was so natural, nothing was forced. And again, with the mom-daughter team and the dog, it was a success for all.
Sounds like a great team. Thank you very much. Last week you saw Yolanda Lavender perform her own art on stage. Next you'll see her give others a voice as the Executive Director of the Black Arts and Cultural Center.
My name is Yolanda Lavender, and I'm the Executive Director of the Black Arts and Cultural Center in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and also a singer-songwriter with Truth Tone Records. I really am privileged to be able to, you know, be an artist at an arts organization. There's so much creativity and autonomy for me here at the Black Arts and Cultural Center, and so I'm able to, you know, be an artist and come to work at a place that advocates for, you know, arts and culture. The good thing about it is that they mix a lot, and so I'm able to be Yolanda, the artist that happens to be the director at the Black Arts and Cultural Center. There's, you know, plenty of arts organizations in Kalamazoo, but again, the Black Arts and Cultural Center is unique in that we are focused on providing opportunities to artists of color so that they have the opportunity to be able to show their work in our gallery or perform or be in a theater production, be a part of the Black Arts Festival. And not only for us to provide those opportunities, but maybe connect them to something else that they might not know about. And I think the most critical piece of that is individuals who really would not be able to experience those opportunities otherwise, that just wouldn't be there for them. And I can't imagine living a life without music and being able to see someone who looks like me and even someone who doesn't look like me on the stage performing or acting. I think it really does something for the psyche and someone's confidence when they can look and be able to see that. I know that was the experience for me, that I saw someone, singing and performing and doing those things, and I thought, okay, yeah, I can absolutely do that too. And so I know that there's young people that are looking at me and saying, oh my goodness, she's the director and like she sings and does this. And so it's possible for them too. And so without the Black Arts and Cultural Center, all of that would not exist, and that's critical to the strength of our community. So these two pieces are really important.
And of course, my follow-up is, why is this important?
Yeah, so the importance of these two pieces goes really hand in hand with the Black Arts and Cultural Center and what we believe in. So this specific artist, Deja Johnson, is a student at Western Michigan University, and this is like her first time exhibiting. And so we feel really honored that she chose the Black Arts and Cultural Center to show her work. And then it really, speaks to what we do here at the Black Arts and Cultural Center, offering those platforms for emerging artists. And so, it took a little bit of coaxing just to, let her know, like, hey, we got a space, and it's not about, comparing what you do to what someone else does, but we just want to see like who you are and as an artist and what you do. And so she, agreed to be a part of this exhibit. And so that, for me, is the reason why it's important and just really exciting.
So this great piece is a permanent marker of this power of women. Wow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm always amazed at the visual artists in regards to like what they can do with their resources. So I've seen, like pencil and charcoal and all these different, mediums. And so, yeah, this is pretty powerful stuff for sure.
And this piece, this dancer, you think she actually based that on a model that was standing in front of her?
I believe so. I think this piece was done after a student actually at Western who's a dance major, who's a friend of Deja's, I believe. And so, yeah, it's just like that, trickle down effect that even the individual who modeled this is an artist in their own right. So it might be their first time, modeling for a piece, and then, here they are in the Black Arts and Cultural Center Gail Sidnor Gallery. So it's just that, domino effect that we're after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go see some more. Now here are 5 unique pictures. What's up?
Yeah, so this series by a local artist, Blake Eason, his pinup series, so he has tons of other pieces that go along with this series. And the reason why I chose Blake for this exhibit is because he did, an excellent job of really portraying women as they are and in their light. And no matter if you're curvy or you got a smile sometimes and sometimes not, and whatever, depictions, he gets all of that. And I really appreciate him just being true to the art. And he's exhibited here at the Black Arts and Cultural Center even before I was the director. So it's really exciting just to, have him here again and always willing to exhibit with us. So.
And how does this art meet the mission of the center?
Giving those opportunities to artists, and I know that Blake also has been afforded a lot of other opportunities after being shown here at the Black Arts and Cultural Center, which is awesome. That's what it's all about. And then again, the women that he's depicting here, they're, being exhibited in a gallery, and so that's, just more opportunity for that domino effect. So
for the viewer, what would be the take-home message from this series?
Whoever you are, whatever your thing is, be confident in that. That's what it's all about. Yeah, absolutely.
Shelley, how can people find the BACC?
the BACC, the Black Arts Cultural Center. Head to the Epic Center. What a center this is for Kalamazoo, for those who live, work, and play in Kalamazoo, and of course those who come to Kalamazoo as a destination. This is a center full of many cultural institutions, many cultural arts that invite you. But for sure, this particular institution shares the mission of the Black Arts Cultural Center. That's why I was happy to visit.
And describe some of the many items you can find in this art gallery.
Well, it is an art gallery. There is art on the wall. Local artists share their talents, from everything from an art piece that is of a pinup style to those who are beginning their first journey. So we spoke with a young artist who's looking to make a living. So art is for sale there. So it's a must stop when you enter this Epic Center.
Sounds like a great place for the art enthusiast. Thank you very much, Elaine. And thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Kalamazoo Lively Arts. Tune in next week as we continue the conversation with Gabe and Kirk of Speak It Forward in their group Kinetic Effect, as well as the Kalamazoo Book Arts Center and the Red Sea Pedestrians. From the State Theater, I'm John Koch. Have a good night.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.